Hey, it's Wednesday, 15th. Still in the morning, but sun's out. Things shouldn't be too crisp. They're talking about rain, so hurry up and get this tender emptied out. It's going on some volunteer oats. I just checked fields. I got there's 10 acres at the end of the road for sure that she wants me to move forward, but I don't know why. I want to get it full up. Should be about a little over a ton. Between a ton and a quarter left in the tender. And this will hold it. It's just a matter of how much I want to carry. But I got, say, 10 acres of volunteer at the end of the road. Place literally right straight that way, half a mile. I got another 8 acres there of volunteer oats that is really looking good. Stuff at the end of the road I think was walking oats last year. It should do pretty good for hay. The stuff, next field I got to go to from there, that was some of the forage oats we planted last year. And I got about 6 acres of grass over that direction, about a mile and a half. And that should empty this bin. Whatever doesn't empty it, I still got the horse pasture. I can go run part of that out where the horses don't go. At least get part of it done. I can get out there from here without only having to open one gate. If I do that, then it's that much more done. And I kind of leave that. Usually try to leave something open so I can empty the buggy out if I have to. You know, if we're going to have rain or I'm not going to be able to get another bin for a little bit. I used to do it with that out there. If I needed to run some out, I'd run it out there. But, oh well. It is what it is. Yeah. Number one hiding over there. She's running the controls. I figured she could do that. She's got to go open a gate for me to get into the first field I'm doing. And it's left to close it when I'm done. And the bad thing is I'm hitting the bar too hard, so it's throwing some up here, which throws some down there in the abyss. This buggy, if you can see it or not, see the chain and the white spot? To keep the stuff off the chassis on here, since it follows chains around, that's got a full panel underneath it, stainless panel we put in when we built it. And the chain carries enough around that it fills that up. It ends up wasting some. Bad thing is you can't get it out without literally flushing it out with a garden hose. And when I'm done today, this thing's getting a bath. It just gets a good hosing right now. Get everything off I can. Get the little bit that's stuck alongside the chain in the box out of there and whatever's everywhere. And I can finally get the dust off. And say then I'll get a hold of them and tell them they can come get their tender. They tried picking the thing up yesterday and I'm like, wait a minute! The front half's still half full. You can't have it yet. I guess they're being so bored trying to find work, the dispatcher figured that they could come pick it up. The driver said, oh, Amy told me to come get it. Well, dude, I ain't called to say it's empty yet. And usually if I call and say it's empty, I want more. And then they've got a really nice little bigger side shooter bin. And if I want more, they usually just bring it out and transfer. They don't let anybody use it other than themselves. And we're down to where it's time to start beating on things. May have to get up and do some sweeping. So that's about right. There may be a little over a ton in here. And right now there's at least 3,600 pounds, just judging by what I see. But hey, I'll bring you back. Might end up with 2 videos up today. I still got to get the other one up with the twins. We'll see. This is one of those fields we dropped to make straw out of. Right here is kind of a yellowish strip. Every now and then I can see to the ground in there. That's where the windrows laid. By the time it stopped raining, the windrows were rotted down and it was growing up through them. And there's a bunch of junk out here, but it'll make cow feed. There's some back there in the corner I saw. There's some right there. Got the reddish colored ends to it. I don't know exactly what that is. That's some kind of a millet that they used to plant for sheep to eat on, to graze on. So I always kind of figure any place you find that in the field, somebody had sheep at one time. That's about the thing they used it for. And we were farming that too. But the place changed hands and nobody's gotten a hold of us. And a couple weekends ago, they mowed it all off. So I figure they don't want us to farm it. When you don't have a phone number and that kind of thing, and they got all kinds of signs and a closed gate, I'm not real thrilled about opening the gate and walking in to see what happens. And at this point, yeah, maybe if we fertilize that in the next week or so, it might come up and be all right, make a crop out of it, and maybe not. And I see right after I pulled in here, a seed truck pulled up right there, big fancy 4-wheel drive red Steiger with a, I don't know, 2 or 3 section grain drill on it pulled in. This guy had hemp in there last year. And personally, I get along with the guy. He's a nice man. Known him pretty much all my life. Comes to farming and business, I don't want to have anything to do with him. He likes to go in and steal ground. The worst thing is, you find out that he's on it when you go to pull in the driveway and start working ground, and he's just finishing planting it. You know? I mean, if somebody wants us to farm their place and somebody else is farming it, we always get a hold of the landowner and say, hey, you know, then we get a hold of the farmer that may end up with it, and we'll say, hey, what's the deal? You know, we know so-and-so's been farming this. We're not going to jump in there and take it over. Well, he tells the landlords, oh, no, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So when you call the landlord on it later, the landlord, oh, well, he was supposed to told you that a couple months ago. Yeah, that's great. And most people who end up with him on their place after a few years realize he ain't paying what he said he was. And he does one of those nice fine print 10-year contracts with most everybody. So even if they do want to get rid of him, they generally isn't worth it until the end of that 10 years. So, oh well, just what it is. Yeah, lots of radish out here. Would I prefer to get rid of what's here now? Yeah. Because by the time we cut hay, it's going to have already gone to seed. And the plant will probably be dried up. And there'll be this much more, I'm sure. But right now, I don't exactly have a sprayer that's very usable. This is a flat field, I can get by with that. But most of what we got to do, it ain't going to do. And yeah, I don't know why that stuff's still out here. There's an electric plug-in and a water line. Bump the button and shut you off. Electric plug-in and a water line back there. People that had this at one point had some sheep and had it penned off by the road for them. One of those things that's a pain in the butt, but nobody seems to know where to shut the water line off so we can get that out of there. It sits there, drips, makes a wet spot, and nobody knows where the electricity's hooked up from. So they don't know what breaker to shut off to unhook it. And you know, this place is, Calvin's got it down, she's had it quite a while, but it changed owners quite a few times in about 3 or 4 years. Nobody knows. Figure one of these days we will run the rippers through there and find it. Fix sitting here as I was driving by. It does have a lot of grass in it, always has. And that's fine. I want the grass and the oats today. And say the radish in here, that makes damn good feed too. Not that we want it for a seed crop, but for a hay crop, I don't mind it at all. I'll bring you back. Yeah, interrupt fertilizing. That second cow, the one eating hay through the bar. That's 3-year-old. I don't like calving 3-year-olds as first calf heifers. I'll show you why in a minute. That's the chain bucket. That's the puller. Number 1 and I are whooped. We've done some hard pulls with that puller before. Her vulva was not necessarily loose enough, but it still stretches. I was on the phone with the vet when all we had out was just the nose and her tongue and the front legs. And already working the puller as hard as I can work it. Cow's got a hernia. She didn't have a hernia 2 hours ago. She does now. Her guts blew out before we ever put the puller on it. Hopefully, she stays together long enough. She's going on a trailer Monday if she's still alive. And like the vet says, nothing we can do for her now. But, which most people don't know, if you've been in the business, you do. Younger cows. Sorry, I'm just freaking out of breath. Their pelvises are unattached. They're loose, cartilage holding them together. If you have a 2-year-old that has a huge freaking calf, they will never have any trouble the rest of their life because that calf opens the pelvis up and the pelvis stays open. By the time they are 3, that's all fused together. It's solid. It ain't moving. Hers was, big enough. We let her go longer than we normally would. We're not sure how long she was going before lunch, but we took lunch and then come down and immediately started working on her. I don't even know what time it is now. 25 minutes ago is when I got off the phone with the vet. Really, right after I got off the phone with him, we got the calf out. So we've got 20-25 minutes at least. Calf had a heartbeat, just trying to get air in it. Here's something I want to show you about my dogs. This one is moved. So is that one. Not everybody wants to see. There's a really nice heifer calf laying there in the bucket. They won't touch it. They will guard it at all costs. Seriously, they will. You could lay that calf out in the field right now where the coyotes would normally run. And these dogs would sit out there and guard it. So, just one of the many reasons we have healers. I still got a fertilizer buggy full. Tender's empty. I gotta go get the buggy emptied out, get the tender turned around, and I can't park it where I wanted to because we got feed coming in the morning. So, anyway, everybody loses them. Some people lose them without freaking trying. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And yes, that still pisses me off. If you'd have been able to see how much work we put into this calf, you'd understand why it pisses me off.
And number 1's upset because number 1...
We don't like losing.
Gave mouth to mouth, and so did number 2. For a good 20 minutes, and still couldn't revive it.
So, like I say, it happens. We've had years we've lost a dozen or more. We've had years we haven't lost any. Realistically, this is the first one this year. Bad thing is, I got to go dig a hole. Which is just going to throw my day off that much farther. Cause and effect. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Maybe you'll get some fertilizing behind this. If not, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. I should get you on some video. Yeah, because I just showed everybody we lost somebody at the other end. This is that little heifer, everybody. Yeah, she's still skinny as a rail. She ain't much wider than my hand if my hand was on her. Get an idea, I'm only about 4 inches above her. Hey, say hi to everybody. Say hello. Not down there. Look up here. Okay, down here. I'll give you some scratchings. Yeah, lose one that should have been a nice, good, healthy calf. Save a couple that didn't have a whole lot of chance a few days ago. Huh, you didn't have squat for a chance a couple days ago. I didn't figure I'd see her alive the next morning. But she's got the will. And we've done what we've had to do. Same with little brother down there. Oh, I figured I better check on them since I was in here. She was standing middle of that center section of feeder, and when I walked up, she started running up to me. So I tried to get my phone out quick enough and get a good picture for y'all. And Mama may have enough milk. Since I figure we ain't going to be able to find any alfalfa hay and I don't have anything but grass. She's on the best grass hay we got, though. The best stuff we put up last year. We ended up getting some alfalfa pellets. She's getting the better grain, the grain we give to the yearlings. And alfalfa pellets morning and night. Anything to get it going. And right now she's got a pretty decent udder full, and little heifer got a few good slurps. And yeah, he probably got his belly full earlier. He ain't too thrilled about getting up and running around. So, hey, you've seen the good. The good's right here. At this point, she's seen the bad too. And yeah, I didn't get any video of that. Kind of hard to do it. If anybody wants to see the puller in action, I do actually have a video. I think I put it up in November or December, so it's way back there. It's number 1, number 2, and one of our close friends was here working on a 2-year-old and using the puller. There's a few words in there, and that happens. Anybody says it don't's a liar. So, you know, if you watch it, they excuse some of the language. Like I said, it happens. Kind of like sticking your hand on a table and somebody hitting it with a hammer. You're going to say a word or two. So, and look at, he got up to show himself off. He's not as friendly as she is, but he's not bad. So this is going to be way more than enough. So you probably won't see me finish fertilizing today. You're just going to get to enjoy these two. And yep, she's sneaking in the back door to get dinner, lunch, whatever she's eating. Yeah, 1:45 in the afternoon, so it's whatever she's eating. All right, everybody. Once again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. I know I got a couple new people watching because they love the twins. So there they are. And yeah, I didn't show the whole one sitting in the bucket. I showed enough. You can tell there's a calf there, and really, really, really a nice looking heifer calf. But, you know, I think the pelvis was just too damn narrow. You know, we could have severed the spinal cord or something. The heart was still beating like crazy, but she just wasn't breathing at all. And, you know, number 1, mouth to nose for better part of 20 minutes. And we pulled all the tricks out, all the shock tricks to try to wake one up. And no, it ain't the first one we've done that with. I'm sure it won't be the last. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.